Glad one of us thought so.
You think you can just walk in here and take over for Terra Nova? Where is he?
Healing.
Where?
Someplace where he can't be bothered. He suffered massive chest trauma when he got hit by that cab.
Oh, really? And how come Epstein at the Bureau told me it was a cracked rib and a broken leg?
You were misinformed.
Well, I want to talk to him.
That's not possible. The guy can hardly breathe, let alone talk.
How am I supposed to explain you? Immaculate conception? You know what kind of a tightrope I'm walking letting you guys run your operation through my father's company?
Pinzolo thinks I'm Vinny's partner in the security business. So does your father. My cover is secure. Yours is too.
Yeah, unless something else goes wrong.
Look, Mr. Sternberg. I've got 10 years field experience on Terra Nova. He's good, so am I.
Then how come the Bureau didn't send you in first?
I've got a wife and a kid. Keeping you safe is one way of ensuring that I get to see them again when this case is finished. Now, how about helping to stop Pinzolo from bleeding the garment district dry?
You guys are really a trip. You know, I keep hearing that. But so far, all I know is that you guys have arrested some lowlifes who are significant displeased. My father keeps hocking me for paying for useless security, and Pinzolo still smells like fresh laundry.
You came to us. You wanted us to save your business.
I came to you to stop Pinzolo from ruining my father. You guys got our goods out of customs. My father repaid Pinzolo. I'm grateful.
You're using Pinzolo's trucks for delivery at killing rates. He's got a collar around your neck. What happens if he decides to squeeze a little tighter? You know that's inevitable.
We're late for the Medici show. You know how much this stuff costs?
Yeah, well, I don't imagine anybody here is crying about welfare reform.
The fabulous Medici!
Isn't that your cousin over there?
What is she doing here? You know who she's with?
No.
It's Vivian Schneer. She's the head buyer for Right Rack. How do you know my cousin?
I met her at your father's office.
Hi.
What are you doing here?
I'm working. Hi.
Hi, nice to see you again.
Why have you been holding out on me?
Vivian?
Vivian, yes,
This
Vivian.
woman, you've got to keep her away from me. She has a one-track mind, and it's fixated on her body. We belong to the same health club. She is a riot in the Schwitz. She brings in calipers to measure her body fat.
She's got eyes like a graphic computer screen. I bet you she is planning her knockoff of the month for Right. Where is it? She introduced me.
David, you know giants only do business with giants.
Introduce me. Favorite time.
Okay, I can't say no to you. Vivian! Vivian, I'd like you to meet my cousin, David Sternberg with Elrose Fashions.
How do you do? Pleasure meeting you.
And John Henry Ragland.
An associate.
Really? One of my favorite euphemisms.
So I hear Right Ware's been having some offshore production problems, too.
A few earthquakes in India, a couple of revolutions in Dubai. Why is it the cheap countries always have the most expensive catastrophes? Well, Mario's got himself another hit, no?
There isn't anything here I can't make look 100% as good for 70% less.
If you can do it for 80%, maybe we should talk sometime.
How about now?
Sure.
Would you excuse us?
Talk about moving in for the kill.
Yeah.
Have you had any feedback from your salespeople on this one? Everybody loves it.
It's a dog. We sold 2. I got 70 units collecting dust.
We're not even talking 3 weeks, Mabel.
I'm not panicking. But I will be soon.
Well, look at the folds off the waist. Look at the cut on the neckline. Have you tried this on? I mean, this is the way a woman should look. Maybe we can work something out on the order. How about some lunch? Order the cow a tuna with a ground glass on white. Big stores bleed you with markdowns. I could sell condoms to the Vatican Council. Their salespeople couldn't give them away to the Surgeon General. I'll tell you, Raglan, mornings used to be simpler. You woke up, you had a bagel and a schmear on a Lexington line. You went to work, you earned an honest dollar. Whatever happened? What's the celebration?
Vivian Schneer wants 2,000 dozen to hit right-wear racks under a private label with a national American-made promo.
Don't kid a kidder. What is this?
My Medici makeover. We've hit the big time.
David! David! What's our turnaround?
6 weeks, in time for the resort spending stampede. I figured we'd do coordinated colors, the fabric's ordered.
6 weeks is close. Our factories are overbooked. What about our margin?
18%. But we gotta stay local and cheap.
Yeah. Local and cheap. Local and cheap.
Chinatown.
Get me Hong now.
Hung, Suja shop? Hung smokes so much opium, it's like moving through quicksand.
His girls work fast, and they work good. Why is that thing always shrieking?
You're not my only client. I got something I've got to take care of.
What you better take care of, Mr. Security Man, is making damn sure that there's no hijacking, no delays, and no problems that have to do with this order. We could be in the hole for $1 million. That's not cornflakes, pal.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
We need another cutter. Phil's going to need help on this order. I want Mo.
Mo is a washed-up Schneider.
He's the best cutter in the business. He cut these beauties. I want him. It's my deal.
What's your deal? Well, it's my mill. And it's my neck. And it's my reputation. And don't you forget that, David.
Not a chance, Papa.
Carmine is my best quality man. Listen and learn from him. He'll be your eyes and you'll be his hands. There's been some problems in Chinatown lately, some unrest. I don't want any problems with this right-wear order.
You mean the Elrose deal?
Nothing happens in Chinatown that I don't know about. The fabric for the Elrose deal will leave the Carolina mills tomorrow and it should be in the Amici warehouse by Thursday. I want you glued to that cargo until it gets to Han's shop.
Tell me, what's the big deal about this shipment?
We're finished, Raglan. Thank you.
Sailor Hardware, Mike Terranova. What can I do you for?
Agent 3623. We may have hit on something. I need a line on an outfit called Rightwear.
All right. What's the play?
There's a Rightwear fabric shipment leaving a mill in South Carolina tomorrow by one of Pinzolo's transporters. It arrives at the Amici trucking warehouse on Thursday.
Okay. Rightwear Incorporated, biggest retail clothing chain in America. Word on Wall Street is they may be looking up the barrel of a hostile takeover bid by Z-Mart.
Elrose and Pinzolo are salivating over this deal. You want to get McPike to give this cargo a once-over? How do you want to handle it?
Well, we'll cover the transport. You stay on 7th Avenue. Hey, nice going.
See you later.
What?
Clean as a whistle.
This Pinzolo's a walking piece of Teflon. Nothing sticks.
Truck's waiting, Mo. We gotta get the stuff to Hogs.
You want fast, you should have called a hooker.
Give Hong a little inspiration. I love the smell of money.
You're working as slave labor for 7th Avenue manufacturers. They don't want you to know that you're entitled to a living wage, to safe working conditions, to health benefits. We want to help you, to fight for what you deserve. Don't be afraid. These people want to keep you oppressed and silent. They prey on your fears. They enforce a system which dehumanizes its labor in the pursuit of money.
Raglan, right?
We want to help you.
Oh, forget about those commie screwballs.
Don't be afraid.
Not my Diamante kid.
These people want to keep you
Raglan, go find Hong. He's probably in the back playing mahjong.
Oh, I'm sorry. You okay, sweetheart? Oh. Excuse me. Are you hung?
No complaint.
Mr. Sternberg says have a whiff.
See that, babe?
Come on, sweetheart. Grab hold of my neck. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. I got you.
How come people work like this?
The Chinese, they're used to it. But me, some days I just hate this job. You gotta watch these Chinese. They smile and bow and tell you one thing, then they do something else. They think they're smarter than you. They pray to some fat guy who smiles away all their problems. Screwy, huh?
Maybe not. Their culture's been around thousands of years longer than ours.
Culture? What culture? You been to a Chinese movie lately?
Hey, something I can do?
Hey, you don't belong here. Go on, get out of here.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was just trying to help out, all right? Just trying to help.
In 1911, the Triangle Shirtwaist Company lost 146 sweatshop workers. It became the union's battle cry, which later turned militant.
You mean left wing? Spare us the prep school prejudice, okay? We're talking about why these people work like scared animals.
In the 1930s, the garment district saw some of the most brutal strikes this country's ever seen. The unions were made up of immigrant Eastern Europeans who had escaped revolutions and pogroms. They weren't about to give up the dreams they'd fled here to find. People lost their lives fighting for a better deal. 2 people died in last night's fire in a non-union shop. Even though this Sujay is a union house, the workers better not expect much help.
Corruption never changes, gentlemen. It's your basic law of the jungle. If the workers earn a living wage, then there's less fat for the owners to skim.
Organized crime influences certain union shops. They set up and control non-union shops. One hand feeds the other. They either force the union on you or help to protect you from it. Either way, you're in bed with them.
What are we going to do to break Pinzolo's union action?
This guy's a lot smarter than us, Frank. And throwing temper tantrums in his office only keeps Pinzolo smiling. You want him, don't you?
I want the arrogant sucker's face plastered all over my wall.
How many people have to die before we get safe shops and fair pay? No fair pay, no work today.
Oh, God, what have I done to deserve this? I thought we had an understanding.
They're only trying to stand up for their rights.
It ain't Shabbos. Spare me the sermon. Phil, get David. Tell him to line up another shop. Pronto.
You forget where you came from. Too big now to remember what it was like to have problems. You should be ashamed.
We're having problems with the Sujay shop.
We all should be ashamed.
You'd better work on getting together another place.
Shame.
Keep us informed.
No fair pay, no work today. No fair pay, no work today. Safe shops, a work
Now, that's
stops.
fit your work getting done in the shop.
Safe shops, a work stops. Safe shops.
I give them jobs. They should all be grateful they're working.
You hear? They can free the slaves.
Get off the soapbox.
Don't let these people intimidate you. They were fed off your fears.
That broad's some piece of work.
That broad is in trouble.
My life is up there. I want these people up there sewing.
They built big houses and sent their children to fancy colleges while you live in squalor.
We're gonna have to show them we're not gonna back down.
I never crossed a picket line in my life.
Don't give me that commie pinko crap.
You'll have to listen to our demands.
Give it a rest, Eli.
Let go. You got your wires crossed, honey. We're all losing money here. That fire wasn't in my shop.
You worried about your big mortgage payments, Mr. Manufacturer?
Come on, honey. Work is work. This is certainly a lot better than picking weeds out of rice fields.
How many of you want to sell your souls for a new shiny Cadillac?
You anti-Semitic commie witch!
Where's the car? We're gonna get him out of here.
All right, let's go. I'm all right. They don't want to work? Fine. This is a free country. And I want your men to protect mine because we're going up there.
You want to start a riot?
No, I want somebody to do their job.
No work today. No fair pay. No work today. No fair pay. No work
Move your people away from the doors. Clear the doors now or you're going to jail.
Look, you made your point. So why don't you back off before this little demonstration of yours turns into a nasty situation?
The point is about getting things to change.
There are laws to help them.
The laws are for the people who are rich enough to buy them. My people don't have the money or influence.
Good luck posting bail.
We won't be defeated.
Reminds me of the old days. Owners sent scabs, hired thugs. They could hurt us with those clubs. But we still never gave in, remember?
I remember being poor.
Yeah. But we believed in something.
Could we talk about buttons instead of nostalgia? We got an order to get done. What's going on here?
Set this broad straight.
Maxine Sue. What am I supposed to do, break her head? Who gave this order?
You don't get paid to ask questions. Just set her straight.
Who is there? Make sure it's over. What do you want?
I have a message to deliver.
From whom?
From people who want to hurt you.
I saw you at the fire, helping people. I know you're working for the manufacturers. I know you're here. I don't get you.
I'm a surprising guy.
Take off your shoes. Surprise me.
There's a system out there that you may not understand. A system that's bigger than your crusade.
My crusade is about people who can't get any justice from your system.
I'm not telling you to give in. I'm telling you to use the system to change the odds. You make it work for you.
The system stinks. And as far as I can see, you're just another part of it.
It takes more than sounding off to beat the game. If you want to win, then you better learn how the other players think. Then once you outthink them, that's when you make your move.
That's not winning. That's collaborating.
You afraid if you compromise, you're going to get your hands dirty? Is that it?
I'm afraid of losing my integrity.
No, you're afraid of being wrong. You think your problems entitle you to stand on a pedestal and tell everybody else that theirs don't matter. People like you don't care who's sacrificed on the altar of their politics as long as they get to make the big point. I don't see that that makes you any different than the men who run the system. Who's hurting who?
Get out of here.
It's got to be all or nothing with you, doesn't it? You have the power right now to make some of the changes that you want, but you won't negotiate.
I have the power to choose sides. And you can do that until your conscience is clear, if you're lucky enough to have one.
You think life threw you a curve, right? Why? Because you're a woman? Because you're Chinese? Because you're poor? And you want someone to pay for it, even if it costs the innocent more than they can afford to lose.
The innocent have been paying. They always do. When I was a child, I lived in Beijing. My mother was a poet. At night, the wind would shiver when she read me her poems. My father was an economist, planning the destiny for the great People's Republic. We were marched from our home to the rice field so we could be re-educated by the system.
What happened to them?
It was like a storm. Madness that came from nowhere. Young soldiers, boys, laughing. They broke my mother's fingers so she couldn't write. They beat my father with rakes and hoes until he went insane. I hid. I watched. He died talking to animals. She died talking to his ghost. I couldn't cry. When I came into this country, I was so happy just to slave in kitchens, in go-go bars, in sweatshops, so I could afford to study, to be strong enough to fight for the innocent, to fight the system.
I'm sorry. I don't want to see you hurt. That's my Wiseguy. The word of the evil spirit? I'm not a superstitious man.
Well, I think you're probably hard to know.
Well, for starters, my name...
It's better not to know too much yet. Do you trust me?
No. You want to hurt me?
Only if you want me to.
My son is crawling up and down the eastern seaboard, looking for a factory that'll take the rightware order. Everybody's charging triple.
Why don't you just listen to their complaints? You take a few bucks and you can fix the problem where it is.
Everybody's always got bright ideas about how to spend my dough.
It's Spending money is the cheapest thing you can do. If you move that order, it's going to cost you more in lost time and lousy publicity.
He's right, Dad. What have I got here? Advice and consent? Some refugee ingrate who thinks he's got a hot date with the American dream? Or the creeps that want to squeeze every drop of blood out of every dime you make?
Just tell them no.
You can't say no.
Not to you. No.
You say no, you're
I'm
out.
holding.
You say yes, and you make the best deal you can. This is a crystal ball business, baby. Again with the shrieking. Let me help you with that.
I'll call you back. It's the most...
Come on, Eli, cut it out. Stop it.
Someone trying to help.
You see this raglan? I made that happen. Nobody gave it to me. I sell clothes. They want it. I cut it. I sew them. It's theirs for the right price.
Well, if you would use your brains instead of your ego, you would see that what I'm saying makes sense.
Well, you're fired, Sonny.
No, you're not. We need him.
I don't need anybody.
You need us more than you know. The only people you can count on are the people that care about you, and you are running out of them fast.
Yeah, well, this business and my sweat has made a damn good life for all of them. It put that Amani on your back and sent your kids to private schools.
My children. Your grandchildren can hardly remember what you look like. Every year they get $100 of Hanukkah geld and a gift certificate on their birthdays. They think your name is Sachs.
Don't play emotional blackmail with me. I don't buy the guilt.
No, you mortgage it. My mother gets a condo in Florida and a diamond choker that says, thanks for the memories.
She can buy more expensive ones. Use the alimony payments.
Oh, that's supposed to make up for all the years she spent with you when you had nothing? So you could dump her like last season's rejects? First for a beauty queen and now some scheming shiksa?
We're talking about my wife.
A buyer from the Midwest who figured, hey, why work for it when you can sleep with it?
David! Don't you David me! What? All right. All right, David. I'm sorry.
Don't say it. Don't even say it. You'll only make me pay for it later.
They don't understand. I just wanted him to be better at it than me.
Yeah. Well, you're setting one hell of an example. Where's Pinzolo? He wants to see me.
Not anymore. He told me since you can't take care of things, that I should take care of them.
Where is he?
Upstairs, in the gym.
Excuse me, sir, are you a member?
I don't think this crowd is for me. Thank you.
Our data shows Carol Goldman is the youngest female ever to become a full partner at Derek Barton Investments. Top of her class at Wharton, MBA in International Finance. And Eli Sternberg paid his niece's tuition. I don't know. Maybe just an accidental meeting between two physical fitness nuts.
Accidents don't happen to Rick Pinzola. They happen to people around him. I don't think she was there to check the tread on his sneakers.
All right, I'll run a match profile on all the deals and companies she's been involved with. She just may start to fill in some of the dotted lines on the flow chart. Anything else?
Yeah, the Chinese woman. That strike of hers has Pinzola in an ugly mood.
You don't preach revolutions on the streets of this country without renting drawer space somewhere in Washington. What, I tell you something you didn't already know?
You still happily married, Frank?
Now, boy, there's something I don't like to think about very often.
Well, I am. This time around. I love my wife. I love my kid. Why isn't that enough?
I don't know, Rags. Maybe you need the action.
When you're young, you think it's going to make you a man. And when you're old, you think it's going to make you young. It's not action, Frank. It's the grand illusion.
I'm glad you reconsidered.
What's he doing here?
Well, Mr. Lee is here to protect our interests in any way, whatever.
We'll make it worth your while if you help us.
Works like this. Your people go back into the shops, and we make sure the union takes a little bit better care of them down there.
Why should the union listen to you?
They know who their friends are.
What's in it for me?
$5,000. If you tell your workers to end the strike. So, we got a deal?
You can't buy me or my people.
You commies know how to make a lot of noise, but you don't know squat when it comes to money.
你同自己刮墳墓，同我問候你的友善。你啲人冇用㗎，我啲人多力過你。你有黑色粉貨啊，小姐，冇銀減，唔俾面李先生。
This tape was sent to the Bureau anonymously. 2 sets of prints, one unknown. Hers we identified from our FBI file.
This guy Lee runs Chinatown security for Pinzolo's operations.
There's enough evidence here to nail both him and Carmine on conspiracy and obstruction.
Yeah, but if she doesn't testify, this tape doesn't do us any good.
But if she does testify, maybe we can get a Pinzolo through these 2 creeps.
Well, that looks good on paper, Frank. But you know what Pinzolo will do to her.
Lee just said she dug her own grave and to say hello to her ancestors.
Ling? Why Ling? Why not me?
They don't want martyrs. Remember your father? They didn't kill him. They just drove him crazy.
Responsible for people dying. I'm telling them to go back to work tomorrow. We can never win.
You can still help them. You can testify against the men who tried to bribe you. Doesn't matter how I know. You won't lose as long as they don't get away with it.
What difference would it make if I testified?
If you don't testify, nothing down here will have changed at all.
Afraid.
I know. I know.
So what is fixing up this Sujay shop gonna cost me?
Add on the wiring for the fans. New elevator door. Okay, total renovation comes to 4,000.
It's cheaper than another heart attack. Are you finding it difficult letting your old man know you're proud of him?
Like father, like son. I guess we forget what's important.
What's important is that those dresses are getting done. Rightware is going to get that order on the promised delivery date, right?
Yes.
Good. I've got millions tied up in Rightware stock. What about the syndicate in Hong Kong?
Mr. Chin is prepared for the takeover deal as soon as my partners think the timing is right.
Good. I'll tell my people to sell short on more shares.
I can't believe that Vivian Schneer would commit suicide after collecting $100 grand. She was paid for giving Elrose the Rightware order, wasn't she?
She got everything that you and I agreed upon. You never know with some people.
We also agreed that David would not be implicated when our deal happens.
Lucky for him, his father's too selfish to make him a partner. Eli's the one who'll be swimming in lawsuits.
40 years old and he's still an employee. Oh, what a joke.
Just like your father, right? St. Phil. He still won't admit that Eli stole his business away.
I hope the only thing left in Eli Sternberg's wallet is enough cash to buy a designer coffin.
My concern is our deal. I don't care about your family. You're a shark when it comes to finance, but even sharks aren't immune to bait. Yours is emotion. I don't want to see it in the way of my business.
Well, Lee and Carmine are going to be out of action for a long time. Thanks a lot.
There will be others to replace them.
Let's hope the union gets tougher about enforcing its contracts in the sweatshops.
The union is a bureaucracy. For that, they need an army.
Listen, if you change your mind about the witness protection program, give us a call.
Thanks.
Your people will understand why you testified.
If they understand fear, that won't have changed. We Chinese don't like to mess around with fate. I don't really know you.
Just someone trying to fight the odds. Like you.